guys, this is Mike at Craft Beer Storm, and it's Friday. That means we are bringing craft brew news to you. This is the beer news of the past week. A lot of things happening across the country, and let's get to it. Here we go. And this is all brought to you by brewbound.com. Great website. Check it out. A lot of good stuff on there. First story, union efforts start at Anchor Brewing. The great brewery out in San Francisco. Iconic workers of the iconic Anchor Brewing Company in San Francisco have begun the process of unionizing, Splinter News reported. In a letter dated February 7th, Anchor's employees requested that Japan's Sapporo Holdings Limited, which acquired the brewery in 2017, recognize their union with the International Longshoremen and Warehouse Union. Anchor workers should be paid enough to live in San Francisco, the letter said. We're struggling to survive and raise our families. The work we do is exhausting, and we have to keep moving farther away and driving longer to survive. And I understand it's an exhausting thing. I mean, brewing is not easy, but it's a passion, and these guys are passionate. They stick with it. The employees added that if Sapporo does not recognize their union, they would file an election with the National Labor Relations Board. Anchor would not be the only beer company to organize. Brewers Association chief economist Bart Wasson tweeted that the Boston Beer Company, Cincinnati's production facility, as well as Lagunitas' Chicago operation both unionized. Additionally, August Shell brewer Dave Berg noted that the Minnesota brewery is also a union house. So it's trending towards unionization. The brewing industry, there's a lot of costs with that, but you need good people, and they need to support their families. So there's got to be some type of negotiation, I guess, that goes on in terms of getting these guys paid what they deserve. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll see what happens. Next story, Pabst rebrands the Not Your Father's line and targets female consumers. I don't know if you remember where Not Your Father's root beer came out. It was crazy, wildly successful. I heard about it. I saw the label on it. I'm like, who's making this thing? And just people, it was selling out all over the place. I don't know what it was, the label or the marketing. I don't know what happened, but it just went nuts when it came out. And it's kind of sweet, it's an alcoholic kind of root beer. It's pretty good. But then I found out Pabst made it. So it was kind of an orchestrated effort, but they did kill it when it came out. So Pabst Brewing Company officially launched the rebrand of its Not Your Father's FMB line earlier this week. The nationwide rollout of rebranded labels and packaging for its root beer offering and new lemonade flavor started Monday. Lemonade beer, there they go. According to a press release, Pabst is now using the line to target female consumers ages 21 to 35. And the company has lowered the price of 6-packs to $9.99. So rebranding, repackaging, new flavors. And Dave Crawford, Not Your Father's associate brand manager, said, we learned that these women are buying 60% of the flavored malt beverage business. We took the time to get to know her, what makes her tick, what motivates her, and how she likes to spend her free time, and all guided the new look and the campaign that we're launching to introduce the new brand. So there is a trend I see with women, buying the, flavored beverages, and, it's just always in the news, and they're just, jumping on that wave and rebranding, repackaging. We'll see what happens. They hit a home run the first time. We'll see what happens with Pabst this time. Weyerbacher cuts 2 sales reps and seeks an investment. Weyerbacher makes awesome beer. In a cost-cutting move as it seeks new investment, Easton, Pennsylvania-based Weyerbacher Brewing has laid off 2 salespeople, according to the Philly Beerworld.com. Weyerbacher Chief Operating Officer Josh Lampe described the job cuts as reorganizing, quote-unquote. We're getting some funding from investors, he said. As part of that, we had to get the company healthy before the investment came in. According to PhillyBeerWorld.com, Weyerbacher produced about 15,000 barrels of beer in 2018, down from a peak of 19,543 in 2014, according to estimate from the BA. So apparently it's trending downwards. Meanwhile, Weyerbacher was involved in a 2-month dispute with its insurance carrier. So a lot of stuff going on at Weyerbacher, trying to find some more cash. Hopefully they survive this. They're all over the place. You can get them, well, at least in the Northeast. I see them all over the place. But excellent beer that they put out, so it's worth it if you see it in the store. Grab some. Last story we got, breweries close in Portland, Oregon, and Denver. Portland, Oregon-based Burnside Brewing is now closed after its landlord changed the locks of the building due to a 9-year-old beer company failing to make its rent payments. Willamette Week reported. Additionally, a lien has been placed on the brewery's equipment. Wow. So Burnside Brewing, that's it. Employees were reportedly notified via a message, a screenshot that's shared on Reddit, that the brewery was no longer operational as of February 5th. That's great. And they were encouraged to file for unemployment. The message added that it was unclear if the company would make payroll, but wages will be paid out as soon as possible. Man, finding out that you don't have a job via screenshot on Reddit, I don't know. But that's the way it works, I guess. Burnside, which the BA estimated produced 3,400 barrels of beer in 2017, is one of the several established Portland beer companies to either shut down completely or close a tap room over the last 5 months. So there's a lot of activity going on in Portland. But we just interviewed a Portland brewery, and great stuff going out in Portland still. I mean, and there's breweries closing, but there's also breweries opening, and they love it out there. Meanwhile, Denver-based Fermentera Brewery announced that it would close on February 23rd, according to Westworld Alt weekly newspaper. A long story short, a lot of overhead has forced some difficult decisions in the last year, and with costs on the rise, we don't foresee being able to operate Fermentra at the Evans location in a sustainable manner, the company said in a Facebook post. In lieu of continuing to operate, we have decided to transfer the space over to a brewery with a fresh and exciting model. So Fermentra, which opened in late 2014, produced an estimated 450 barrels in 2017, according to the BA. So it's not a lot of beer that was produced out of there. So they decided to transfer over to somebody else. So not, kind of volatile environment in the brewing industry, but that's the way it is. It's up and down. But as they said, if it has, the business is like a heartbeat, right? It goes up and down, and if it's a straight line, you're dead, right? So that's the nature of the business, and we move forward, figure it out. So that's our craft brew news for today. If you like what you're hearing, please go online, go to iTunes, subscribe, give us a rating and a review. Give me some feedback, Michael at craftbeerstorm.com. If you think you want to be on the podcast, we do a podcast on Mondays with brewers and movers and shakers in the craft beer world. Please send me an email. Let's talk. So on Wednesday, we do beer styles, and we go down the GABF list of styles. There's about 102 of them for Great American Beer Festival. If you want to enter, your beer is supposed to conform with these styles and the criteria. And we just pick one a week, and we just go through it. Kind of malt used, kind of glass you serve it in, right? Hops, and give you some examples of it. There's a lot of different types of beer out there, so just trying to educate you on that. And obviously on Friday we're bringing you craft brew news, which we just did. So I wish you a great weekend, and we have a new episode interviewing a brewer on Monday, and I hope you come back and tune in, download, and onward. Okay, thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.